Our coverage of Computex 2018 is sponsored by Cooler Master, Luxon Homes and H&R Borg Mechanical Services. For further details on our sponsors, click on the link in the description. We are here at Cooler Master's booth at Computex Taipei. We have Terence here going to showcase Cooler Master's new power supplies. He's going to showcase what's going to be coming out. This looks like a prototype, as you can see from here. Terence, can you showcase this?
Yeah, so this is the XG. This is our new power supply. Many features about this power supply. First thing you'll notice is, of course, that it's RGB. It's Cooler Master's first RGB power supply we've ever done. That's not the only feature, but we'll start with that. So this is full Aura Sync, so you link it to Asus motherboard with RGB header, works right with their software. Also, we have our own software, we have our own SDK, so you can do it without Asus, you still have your RGB. What you'll notice is we have the RGB fan, but we also have this. So this is a special double RGB panel, and we call this Smart RGB because it's not just for decoration. What it actually has is you can get use telemetry data from the screen. So you see this is load, how much energy you're using. It'll do fan speed, and then it'll do, let me see the last one, temperature. So this is basic, but you can use our software and actually add. So you can tell it what you want it to show. So the reason we wanted to do that was for gamers. So you're playing a game full screen, but let's say you're overclocking, you're running max settings, you got to kind of keep a window up to see your specs because you could blow it out. You don't have to do that now. You can have your full screen game, you have your glass case with your window because nobody's using non-windowed cases anymore.
That's correct. Yeah.
And then you can just look right at it and make, okay, my temperature's good, my fan speed's good, it's not blowing out, I can keep playing full screen, 4K stream, and it's all right here. But also what's nice about this system, so this is Cooler Master is the OEM for this power supply. So a lot of power supplies in the industry, it's Delta, it's Seasonic, it's Chicone. Cooler Master is the OEM for this one. We made this in-house. We have our own team developed, manufactured by us. What you'll see is we call this TEP. So we call it Thermal Enhanced Platform. So this is all machine solder. So usually with power supplies today, it's mostly hand soldering. So if you've ever looked in a power supply, it's very crowded. It's because they got to fit a lot, but it's all done by hand. Here you see there's a lot of open room. You can touch the PCB because it's all machine done now. And so the airflow is very good. The performance is precise. You're getting a much better, higher quality power supply. And the cost isn't as high because once you've done the initial tooling costs for it, you don't have labor anymore. You just have machines. Yeah. So this model is going to be very, very big, and this is just the first model. We're actually planning entry level. We're planning a higher end level. This is our new sort of OEM power supplies from Cooler Master.
That's great. That's great. So, and obviously it's fully modular.
Yes.
Modular. Now, it's a quick question about the screen. So the screen itself, the OSD itself, is it going just to display what's about on the power supply only, or is it going to grab information from the PC?
So no, this first version, power supply only, but we're working on software to do. We're already working on software to do all Cooler Master components, but that'll be software.
That's great.
I can't say absolutely one day you'll be able to say like, oh, what's my in-case temperature on my power supply? But I don't see why we couldn't, because once you have it linked to software, you can kind of put anything you want on it.
I think the main focus will be obviously CPU temp, GPU temp, fan speeds. So instead of actually having another display in the PC or another screen, you can just look on your power supply. That'll be the best way. All right, so when we're looking at sort of an ETA or Q4, fantastic. So Q4, guys. All right. What else do we have? You've got your Platinum series, I can see.
So if you know the V series, our older V series would count 14. We only had golds and one V1200 Platinum, and V series is very good at the market, very great power supplies, people like them. So we basically wanted to do the next generation of that. But now we said, well, okay, let's not just have one Platinum, let's do a line of Platinum. So now we're doing 1300, 1000, 850. We're doing 10-year warranty now, so it used to be 5-year warranty, but now you get a 10-year warranty, you get your full modular, so We actually did the raised modularity only because we didn't want to extend the casing even more than we had to, because some cases can't handle the length. But yeah, you're getting your full modular. This is full bridge design. We have TRM, which is thermal regulation mode. So basically what it is that we're using a double ball bearing fan in here. So if you know about fan bearings, very loud compared to like an FTB. But it's because we're doing platinum. Thing about ball bearing, you can go very high temperature. You can do, before it'll even start to feel anything, 80 degrees. So that's why I wanted to use a double ball, because this is if you're a walker, you're a high-end enthusiast, you're doing mining, you need something that will last a long time. You have a good fan, gotta have high energy. So that's what we wanted to do here. So TRM is basically, it's running a constant speed up to 60 degrees. That's very quiet. Not silent, but very quiet. The reason we did that is because then if you're using it for 60 or less, you don't have, even though it's a double ball bearing, it's not too noisy. Once it kicks past 60, the fan will start to actually react to your specific load, just to make sure you're getting the cooling you need. But if you're not going to the top, you can have a very quiet experience even though it's a double ball bearing.
So it hasn't got a silent mode, the fan is always spinning no matter what?
Yes, there's no silent mode for the platinum. We do have for the gold, which I'll show you later, but yeah, for the platinum, there is no full silent fans.
And no lighting, or does it have lighting as well?
No. Only the XG will be RGB for now. In the future, I'm sure we could eventually get to where our V series is, but this, we just wanted to focus on performance.
Enthusiast performance, that's correct. We have Kay here from Cooler Master. He's going to explain to us what TEC and the transparent liquid cooler here. Kay, can you explain to us roughly what these two are?
Yeah, sure. So TEC is actually a thermoelectric cooling. The concept is pretty much like a refrigerator. So one side's really hot, one side's actually really cold. How we applied it on the liquid cooler is the first stage of water, hot water going in, is going to a standard radiator. So it's a standard process of cooling. And then we go on the second stage where the water gets actually cold. So we bring the temperature actually really low, and then it goes back to the pump. So that's how this technology works to increase the performance on the cooling and CPU. Yes.
So the mounting process on both the systems, so you have to have 120 and obviously a 240.
Yes.
Okay, so
yeah. So normally when you mount it, people probably do like an L shape. So either on top, one in front, or one on top, one in the rear. Yeah.
And obviously the liquid capabilities of actually bring the temperatures right down.
Yes.
Obviously it's been tested in house, and how low temperatures have you got so far on what CPU?
Well, we haven't really put it on to test it on an actual thing, since this is a concept right now. So what we did was, every scenario is a little different. So if you have if the ambient temperature is higher, obviously I can't tell you what exactly it is, but on average we'll say about 10 degrees less. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no worries. Well, when are we looking at sort of release on this next?
Probably next year, Q1. Yeah.
Okay. Look forward to that. All right. Now we have the transparent liquid cooler.
So our transparents are, we're probably going to release this around end of Q3 this year or early Q4. What we did was we want to show the impeller, so we give that mirage look on the pump. So when you put it on, it's more like a fan, showing that the mirage look, how great the addressable RGB is. And also, we're actually changing up the fans to a square fan. Okay. So when you look at the fan is actually connected right here.
Yes.
What it does is it actually lowers the decibels, and it gives more better cooling on the radiator, and you get less dust. Okay. So that's what we're doing on this one, and the pump is actually a version 2, I'd say. So we made a lot of updates to make the cooling better.
Okay. Is the pump variable or just one set speed?
It's variable, yes.
It's variable.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. And we've got the Master Liquid RS series here. Obviously, that released already?
Yeah, it's going to be released next month.
Next month?
Yes. Okay. So earlier this year, we released the R version. Mm-hmm. So what the difference is that we actually changed up the pump casing to aluminum. Yeah. And on the radiator, you can actually see that there's addressable RGB on it as well.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
The main difference is there's actually a temperature sensor.
Okay.
So when you go in that mode, let's say your CPU is really cool, it'll show blue. And then it varies. If it gets hot, obviously it'll show red. Yeah. So it shows people that, like I say, they're gaming, they don't want to monitor on the temperature, they just look at the color of the fan.
And you're able to change that?
Yes.
Okay then. So if you
say our software's out, so you can use the software to control all the addressable RGB.
That's great. That's great. No worries at all. Well, thank you very much for that. No worries at all. We have Wei here from Cooler Master. He's going to show us the Master Case SL600M. It was a concept case from Cooler Master. It has a very specific design. Wei, take it away. What do you think of the Cooler Master case, and explain how to us where the intake and exhaust from, please?
Sure. The design of this case is called SL600M. SL stands for silence. So we want to make a case that's silent at the same time as gaming performance. That's why we came out with this layout that the fans, we remove the power supply from the bottom to the top front because we want the fan to be able to blow at the VGA card directly, because that is the hottest component inside your case, and then also the most noisiest. Because a lot of the VGA card right nowadays, the fan turns on based on the temperature, right? So if the fan's closer to the VGA, that means you can keep the VGA at low temperature, and which means that your fan might not spin as fast or as often as you needed it. So then that means your case can keep very silent. And at the same time, we added a lot of grommets, rubber grommet to the case to absorb any sound noises or any vibration of any component, such as hard drive or SSD, or even the vibration on the tempered glass. We put rubber around it as well. And also we have a special feature in the top, which has a lighting sensor in the front on the top, that when you get close, it will light up, because we want to create a quiet case that's also subtle, so that at night it doesn't bright and shine in your face. And then all the material we made from the front and the top is aluminum.
So intakes from the bottom, exhaust from the top.
Yes.
Do you think the exhaust ports here is sufficient enough for to release all the heat?
Oh yes, if you don't think it's enough, you can actually lift it up and open the top and then go exhaust.
Okay. No worries at all. All right, so this is your all exhaust up here, mid-size tower case. When it will be released for us in the public?
This item will be released around October timeframe, and then the MSRP is $229.99.
$229.99. All right, guys, what do you think of the case? It is the SL600M. Intakes from the bottom, exhaust from the top. Is this the case for you? Let us know in the comments below. We're in the keyboard section at Cooler Master. We have singing here. Thank you very much for coming. We also have the CK series. So could you explain to us the key features of the CK series keyboards?
So we are very proud to introduce our CK600 series. As you can see, this keyboard is very different from other gaming keyboard by its clean design and very compact size and very lightweight. The reason why we can build it as so slim as it is because we're using the new Cherry low-profile switches. So with this innovative switches, we can actually implement a lot of function in much limited spaces. Where I'm talking about like RGB lighting and battery life. The reason I mentioned battery is because it will be hybrid connectivity. So actually, user can use either wire or connect their keyboard through Bluetooth. Yeah, so the low profile switches provide much shorter travel distance, so it's very easy to be activated. So it just allows us to have more flexibility on the product design and also give consumer more choices in selecting their gaming gears. Yes.
All right. So all three keyboards will be Bluetooth compatible, or just which keyboards, or all three?
Yeah, all three will be Bluetooth compatible, but
okay.
The smaller one, we are still looking into it because we don't want to affect the thickness of the small one. Yeah.
Release date and MSRP?
Not yet. We're just still researching it, and we want to target to the right customer segment, and before we set up a MSRP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your main target will be more for office use than to gamers. Is that correct?
I would say it's because it's mechanical switches, so we are actually focused to the gamers, but they can actually use it in their home, just lying on the sofa. They don't want something really heavy or bulky. It's they're good choices. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you, Singy, for that. Guys, what do you think of the CK series mechanical keyboards from Cooler Master? Let us know in the comments below. Is this the keyboard for you? All right, so I have Corey from Designs by IFR here. He has built what I'm going to be calling a MechWarrior build. Corey, what was your inspiration of building this machine?
So basically went onto Google Images, as I always do, for some inspiration. Found some Titanfall robots actually. So I used a couple of the different concepts from those robots to try and create one sort of ultimate battle bot. And that's where I got it from.
Nice, nice. So what sort of parts do you use inside?
So inside we've got the ASUS Crosshair motherboard, Crosshair 6 motherboard. We've got EK water blocks for all of the liquid cooling. We've got some ZADAC RAM, pretty cool RAM, suited the theme nicely. And we do have a Ryzen 7 2700X CPU. It's got all those cores for all the gaming and also your rendering and things like that.
Course,
so good CPU to use. And we do have ASUS Vega 64 GPU.
Nice. And how long did it take you to do this masterpiece?
So all up, all of the work took around 1 to 1.5 months to do. That's sort of working in amongst a full-time job as well.
Yeah. And so your mainly inspiration was obviously going for sort of MechWarrior theme. Was the colour in particular anything? Was this the colour you liked, or?
So the colour, originally I wanted to go for more of like a creamier yellow. Unfortunately I couldn't find the exact colour I wanted, so I was like, okay, I might try for a Bumblebee type thing out of Transformers. I went for the more canary yellow type look, and just wanted to sort of do a bit of airbrushing to enhance all of those panel details, add a bit of shadowing and things like that.
Cool. All right, thanks Corey very much for that.
Thank you very much.
Check out Designs by IFR. His link will be in the description below. All his social media will be there as well. Hit him a like, hit him a follow, subscribe to his YouTube channel as well, which is growing. It's growing a lot as well, which has been great. Yeah. Fantastic. PC419 here at Computex 2018. I'd like to thank Corey for bringing this here. It's been absolutely fantastic. Guys, put all your comments down below, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, we're here at the entrance of the Computex 2018. Cooler Master have a very nice wall of hardware here. We have Annie from Cooler Master. She's going to explain to us what the whole point, the whole reason behind the wall, and what the thoughts were. So, Annie, can you explain to us $90,000 worth of equipment?
Yeah. So basically this year, because previously we always do like quite a lot of stuff on modding, and we had a lot of case modders, including the ones from Australia, come over and kind of create something new. But we've done that for like kind of a few years, and this year we sort of wanted to do something a little bit different and something that like encompasses Computex. So we usually work with a lot of partners. So we just thought, why don't we collect some of the biggest modders in Taiwan and get them to do something different? So we were kind of brainstorming, and we thought, let's just do something big, like 2 by 3 meters big. And so we approached the modders, and then we said, do you think you guys can do it? And they were like, I don't know, do you guys have a picture of what you want? We were like, no, because it's never been done before. So yeah, this is sort of what they came up with. So we approached Computex, and we said, do you guys want to be involved? And they said, yeah, sure. How about the entrance of Computex?
Fantastic.
And then here's the baby.
So who are the modders that created this masterpiece?
So we have AK Mod, who's like quite an upcoming modder in Taiwan, who's done a couple of mods for Cooler Master and also G-Skill this year, and a few others. And also a team called IID, and they do a lot of the mods in Taiwan. Okay. Yeah.
And how long did it take for them to build this?
It took like a group of them, because IID are also like a group of modders. It took them about 2 to 3 months.
Oh, really?
To plan. In a minute I can show you the back. Yeah. This is like the pretty side. Okay. In the back we've got like the cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. All right, so let's go have a look at the back.
Yeah, look at the back. It's like, it's another. So this is all the partners we kind of got involved. Okay. Altogether it's like 19 to 100 grand worth of hardware. And that wall you saw was 300 kilograms.
There you go. So and now the back entrance.
The storage room, but just for the cable side.
Oh, there you go. A lot of cable management there, I can see.
Yeah, it's pretty tidy considering all the hardware on the front.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, guys, if you haven't seen $90,000 worth of equipment and hardware, here's the wall here. We'll have more pictures on our Facebook. Thank you, Annie, so much for explaining to us as well. Guys, give us a comment down below what you think of the $90,000 wall that Cooler Master has organised. See you guys soon. Our coverage of Computex 2018 is sponsored by Cooler Master, Luxton Homes and H&R Borg Mechanical Services. For further details on our sponsors, click on the link in the description.